All right. That's rolling.
Woo!
All right. Hello. I'm Dan Graf, Poet Laureate of the MUSSELp Project.
And I'm Kevin Cummings, old-time curator of the Illinois Natural History Survey.
Welcome to the Whoo.
Woo!
It's a special edition to talk about the new book, Freshwater, Mussels of Central America, from Taylor and Francis. Now, is this book out now?
It is, in fact. Came out this month.
So, how long have you been working on this book?
Wow. I would say that the genesis of this project came about 25 years ago. The U of I or the Natural History Survey had acquired the collections of the University of Illinois, and a big component of that collection was material collected by Anson Hinckley. So Hinckley was an Illinois gentleman farmer who's really spent most of his time in the field collecting shells, and he had collected numerous specimens from Mexico and Guatemala about 100 years ago, 1917, thereabouts. And I said, oh, that'd be really cool to go back and look at what he'd collected and see if that stuff was still there. So I always wanted to sort of retrace his steps. And then it was about 6-7 years ago, the Fish and Wildlife Service was going to list Poponias popi, the Texas hornshell, as federally endangered. And they published a notice in the Federal Register to do so. And when I read it, I wrote him and I said, you realize, of course, that the bulk of the populations of that taxon, that species, are in central Mexico, right? He said, yeah. I said, you have no idea what the status of that is down there, do you? He said, no. So they jumped the gun on the listing process, in my opinion. So they gave us some money to go investigate that population of Poponias, which turned out to be the one we described as Poponias paresi. It was different.
Right.
But that gave us the money then to do this follow-up of Hinckley stuff. So from all those old-time collections until 20 years ago, we finally got the opportunity to do that. And then we followed it up with surveys of the Papaloa Pond and the Usumacinta, and then got data through the MUSSELp Project for the last 20 or so years.
How many separate expeditions did you do in addition to museum stuff?
Well, we did the Panaco Basin twice. We did the Rio Conchos, which is a total misnomer of a river because conchos mean shell. There are no goddamn shells in Rio Conchos. And then, we did the Papaloa Pond Basin, which is just to the south on the Gulf side. And then we did the Usumacinta Basin. Actually, we did the Usumacinta, then the Papaloa Pond.
Okay.
So we hit all the major drainages that flow into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's where the bulk of mussels in Mexico are. There are very few on the Pacific side at all. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I would imagine when this video is all done and produced, there are probably pictures that you took that are going on the screen here while you're talking. I mean, if you've gotten this far in the video and you haven't seen pictures of sites from Mexico, it's a real missed opportunity.
Indeed.
Put some of that stuff in there.
And we got some great drone footage of some of these rivers and stuff they're just tremendous. People think, Mexico's such a hellhole, but it's not at all. I mean, the people are great. The rivers are in great shape. It's really a special place.
I mean, it's interesting how many sites when we were doing, specimens for museums, and you're trying to find localities and georeference, and how many of them are Google Street View is even out in the country, to see
what these places look like.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So the way that this is organized too, it is organized sort of there's by basin with lots of habitat pictures, and probably being as printed on paper, it's probably all black and white and stuff, right?
Oh no, it's full color.
Full color. And then full color pictures of types and exemplar specimens of all the species.
Absolutely, yeah. See again. Color pictures.
So if you were gonna, I know what my impression is of how the results of this work have changed how we think about Central America. But I'm interested to hear what how you might summarize that? Like how has your thinking about Central American mussels changed since you were in your 50s?
Well, for one, back when. Well, for one thing, we collapsed a lot of these tacks. I mean, you had made the MUSSELp thing. How many did we sink?
I think 28
Yeah.
is what it came. I mean, net. I mean, so I think it comes out to be 7 were elevated.
Right.
So 7 things that had not been recognized, and then
A whole bunch of others
28.
collapsed.
Some sunk into synonymy, and there are probably like 8 or 10 that are just dirty little nomina dubia that
Yeah.
just whatever.
Well, a lot of these species were described from Mexico.
Yes.
It's a big place.
Yeah.
And so, they were brown shells with purplish nakers, which applies to
Right.
all of them.
Right.
And
Right.
so, without a locality, you can't say for sure what any of this stuff is.
Yeah. And at rest. And so many of the sources that you'd say, oh, well, Haas said, whatever. He never saw him either. You know, he's
Right.
still just he's going from, well, Frierson said that. And Frierson actually did a lot on his own. That was, you know, he broke from Simpson
Right.
and did his own. I would say that's when really the modern, like the first stage of getting to this
Yeah.
started with Frierson. Everything before that, Simpson, Martins, Fisher and Cross. I mean, thanks for getting it started, but that really was from just a different time period, you know.
Well, Martin's work is still pretty impressive,
yes.
I think.
I think for the species level,
Yes,
the
yes.
genus level.
Yes,
the
yeah, the
genus
higher
level.
systematics,
Yeah.
no, because everything was sort of
Yeah.
lumped together
Yeah.
at that point.
And now that's kind of when I was writing about it in the promote this on the Mussel of the Month, you know. So when we did our checklist in 2007, basically just Haas, just followed Haas and Frierson.
Right.
So there's 102 species in Central America. We did the next checklist. Oh, we got to lose some Soranias from the phylogenetic work that had happened, and some Delphinanias got synonymized. So that got down to 94. So now it's down to 66.
Right.
When we start doing a lot of by we I mean our species starts doing a lot of phylogenetic work down there, getting sampling, and do you anticipate that there's going to be a lot of splitting, a lot new things split out like it has been in Southeast Asia and stuff like that?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't.
Like, is it going to go back up when we start breaking things up, or most of the species have pretty small ranges? Kind of,
That's my opinion. I think a lot of this will stay, but obviously things are going to change, and this is only a framework for people to start testing these hypotheses.
Yeah.
These are just hypotheses about these taxa, but yeah, most of these basins, particularly the ones in the Gulf Coast, only have 15 species in them total,
Yeah.
which is not very much. I mean, rivers in Wisconsin and Illinois have
Yeah.
far more than that, which much smaller basin sizes.
Yeah.
And so maybe we'll split some of those out. You might find some cryptic diversity, because not all of them have been that extensively covered. I mean, we're there for 2 weeks.
Right.
And these are large areas that
Yeah.
there's a lot of intervening real estate there to sample. So
Right on.
I think it'll be a combination of things.
Yeah. And it's. I would say between Frierson, 1927, and now, 98 years. I think it's worth the wait. I think we're in a good spot here, and we'll put a link with the video, so you can go to order the book if your
Yeah.
institution doesn't have.
Yeah, if you
digital
have
access.
institutional access, you can get it for free, as the University of Illinois does, and I assume many major institutions do. We're trying to write a proposal to make it open access, but we'll see if that's successful. So, because it's very pricey.
You are quite a salesman. Well,
I don't care if we make a nickel on this thing, so, but buy it.
there you go.
Are you well heeled? Buy it.
I mean, do you really want to have a big hole in the Central America mussel part of your mollusk shelf? I don't
No,
think so.
no. You
Right
wanna
now,
fill
that's
it up.
where like your little
This will
bookend
look
things
great.
are. Yep.
There.
All right. Excellent. Well, this has been the second edition of the Whoo.
Woo!
Probably it'll be online.
Look for it soon.
Muscle Project at the Rio Attire! Woo! Nice echo.
Yeah. That's nice. Never had